Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. So Ordinals continue to be my main focus, whether that's hunting for new projects, listening to Twitter spaces, or having calls with teams and founders. There is definitely a ton to learn and the space is moving incredibly quickly. So I do plan on dropping more educational videos in the near future. However, today I did want to go over some projects that I personally believe could perform really well and who are doing some innovative things. As usual, this is not financial advice. It is just my opinion, which can be completely wrong. And if you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, as it would really help my channel grow. So the first project on today's list is not a PFP collection. These are more like collector's pieces. They've been getting a ton of traction, so I'm sure you've heard of them. It's called SeizeCTRL by Jameson. Now, we still do not know who the artist is for this collection. However, they are incredibly talented. I'm a very big fan of the art style that they've chosen to go with. All their branding is on point. The production quality of their videos, they clearly understand their audience through their messaging, and they figured out a perfect aesthetic to go with it. Now, other than the branding and the art, one of the main reasons that they're getting so much attention is that this is the first collection to mint an ordinal onto a rare Satoshi. A rare Satoshi being the first sat after the difficulty adjustment period for the miners. Now, from that rare Satoshi, they're going to be using a brand new method that was released a few days ago called recursion, which in the simplest of terms means that ordinals can now speak to each other and share information. And from that sat, they're going to inscribe 404 ordinals onto uncommon Satoshis, uncommon sats being the first sat of a block. Now, as you can see from this image, there's rare sats, uncommon, block 9. There's a few different types here that people are looking for. And I know what you're thinking, wasn't I just supposed to care about inscription numbers? We had sub 1K, sub 10K, sub 100K. And while all that is still important, you could think of this as buying a Charizard that is first edition and shadowless versus just a regular Charizard. While you just might want the regular Pokemon card, there's going to be a collector out there who wants the first edition. And there's even people like Nullish who spend their time hunting for these rare Satoshis, because some of them do go for a premium. You could see Min Dynasty saying that uncommon sats trade for $1,500 to $15,000. So if you're holding on to some Bitcoin, maybe it's worth going through to see if you have a rare sat or a block 9. Now, as for SeizeCTRL, I personally believe these are going to perform well. So if you want to try your luck at getting whitelist, which is going to be difficult considering they only have 404 ordinals, you could try making a funeral for fiat video. If you want to know what this is, just look up hashtag fiat funeral. Essentially, you literally just have to put on a funeral for money. However, you are going to have to hurry, as I do believe this contest is ending on Friday at midnight. Next up, we have some of the cutest art on the blockchain, Lil Peepos. Now, I'm personally a very big fan of the art for this collection. Most people are. It's really cute pepes, but the team really knocked it out of the park with this art. And if you'll notice, here we're on Ord.io, you could see each one of these has this pink diamond, meaning that these are all inscribed on uncommon Satoshis, uncommon sats being the first sat in a block. However, like we just saw, these are trading at a premium, so the team did spend a pretty penny to get this done. Now, that being said, I don't expect this to be a free mint or like a 0.01 Bitcoin mint because of how much money the team did invest. However, if you don't know this project, it is the Gen 2 to inscribed pepes, which is a sub 3K inscription collection, which has sales as high as 1.9 Bitcoin on Magic Eden. And if we check the Google Doc, as these still do trade OTC, there's currently an offer for 1.8 Bitcoin that nobody is accepting. So I personally think this collection is going to perform really well. I'm going to try very hard to get whitelisted for it. It will be difficult since it is a sub 1K supply. I assume all the inscribed pepes are most likely going to get whitelisted for this. A lot of people are also speculating that the Pepe pizzas are going to be whitelisted for this. You could tell this by the recent spike in the price. However, your best bet is to get in the Discord and start networking with people. Notice I did not say grind the Discord, make memes, and just type GM. I said networking. Just like on ETH, networking is very important. On Bitcoin, we're very early. The space is really small and most people know each other. So if you could start to build a reputation, you're going to increase your odds of getting whitelisted. Next on the list, we have Cypherpunk Ghosts. Now, this is a collection of 777 ordinals. And notice how all the collections on today's list are sub 1K collections, which is much healthier for the floor. After the success of Bitcoin bear cubs, I'm seeing a bunch of projects trying to drop 5, 7, 10K supply projects, which are failing to mint out, and the price goes under the mint price on secondary before they're even able to sell 50% of their collection. So projects should take the slow route. They should try to build a community, do innovative things, establish a good floor price, and release more ordinals over time. Now, if we look on Magic Eden for this collection, you can see they've already released 14 ordinals. And while these sales started off slowly at 0.04 Bitcoin, the most recent sales are up to 0.28 Bitcoin. Now, the other thing that's cool about this project is that they inscribed an HTML terminal onto an uncommon Satoshi. So if you go here and you click this PFP, it's going to open up a terminal. So if I were to type in a command here, I could do things like read about the collection, read about different ghosts, I could read the Bitcoin white paper, and they even built in a mini game. Now, although the terminal is currently limited in the commands that are available, what you can do is inscribe a cartridge, which is essentially a floppy disk for those of you who are too young to recognize this image. And these could be plugged into the terminal to create new commands and experiences, which is kind of like installing new software by having the ordinals speak to each other. So although recursion, which we spoke about before when ordinals speak to each other, was only launched this week, these guys were way ahead of the game as they launched this in April. So due to the team and the things they're doing, this is definitely one that is on my radar. Next on the list, we have Ordinal Maxi Biz. Now, I'm personally a really big fan of this collection. Of course, it's easy to say that when a collection has a very high floor price. If we look on Magic Eden, they have two types that are out so far, the red eyes and the blue eyes, which both have sales upwards of 3 Bitcoin. The team is made up of Nullish, who is the rare Satoshi hunter we spoke about earlier, ZK Shark, and their artist Tony Tafuro, who here they have a great thread on his journey as an artist, from working in Web 2 with celebrities like A$AP Rocky, Kim Kardashian, and Travis Scott, to selling physical art pieces for upwards of $25,000, followed by his journey into Web 3, starting with Solana, and he's now landed on Bitcoin. Now, other than that, it is really hard to find information out about this project. There's no website. The Discord, I assume, is private. I heard they also have a Telegram, but you have to be a holder to get in. However, they have recently inscribed, I believe, 2,000 of the green eye ordinals. So I have no clue how to get whitelisted for this unless you own a red eyes and a blue eyes, which is going to cost you 6 Bitcoin. So I'm definitely going to be following this project very closely, as to me, this is one of the strongest PFP collections on Bitcoin, and I definitely want to get some exposure. Next on the list, we have Timechain with their upcoming Series 2, the TimeKeepers. Now, this is a 99-piece collection. You could already see the art on OpenSea, although they're all still held by the team. They've managed to mint 18 out of the 99 on uncommon sats, and they're using a multimodal art method. So on the main page, you could see them like PFPs. However, when you click it, it looks like matrix letters, and then it zooms out to see the full PFP. Now, I did have the opportunity to hop on a call with the founder. He taught me a ton about ordinals, about Bitcoin. He's clearly very knowledgeable, and he did get into ordinals super early, which allowed him to mint a sub 400 inscription collection. It's 21 pieces, and they are in consecutive order on one single block. Now, although none of them are listed on Magic Eden, if we hop into the Discord here, you could see that they have held some auctions for these, and the prices hit upwards of 3 Bitcoin, which is to be expected. As I said, these are sub 400 inscriptions. Now, not all of the Series 1 have sold yet. I believe they still have 10 that they're going to be selling. They also did some free giveaways on Twitter, which is essentially giving away 3 Bitcoin. They do have one giveaway left. It's going to be a creative contest, so either creating art, lore, or a meme. So I highly suggest following them on Twitter, hop in the Discord, and participate if you want to try your luck at getting that Series 1, and if not, at getting Series 2, as like I said, none of them have launched yet, and they're going to be doing, just like Series 1, some free giveaways and some whitelist opportunities. So as ordinals continue to grow, the technology is only going to get better and better. And while yes, we are going to get huge waves, we're going to get spikes in the prices followed by crashes, it's only natural. But I personally believe this is not just a fad, unlike what we've seen on some other chains, because at the end of the day, this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is the king of crypto. Now, we're also seeing some major collections decide to launch their own ordinals projects. The most recent one was Memeland, with the announcement that they might launch their very own MVP ordinals collection. And I believe we're going to see more and more projects do this. Now, another thing I found was that even the Japanese market is launching their very own ordinals projects. If you still follow CryptoNinja partners, you could see here Ikehaya is an official advisor for this project called CryptoNinja Ordinals. They are going to be doing an auction auction for 10 pieces on OpenSea starting on June 15th, followed by a second Genesis sale through Magic Eden of 20 pieces, and after that they're going to be launching a 500 supply collection. I believe allow list is only going to the holders of CryptoNinja partners, but this is really interesting. I'm going to be tracking this one closely to see how it performs. Now, another one I've been getting asked a lot about is SAI Ordinals, because I did speak about this one last Friday. However, I have not been able to speak with the team yet, so I cannot confirm whether or not they actually have the legal rights to this IP, but this is another Ordinal project I would be tracking, because if they do have these IPs, these are major Japanese brands and it would perform really well. We just have to be sure that legally they have the rights. Finally, outside of Ordinals, outside of NFTs, a very important week for every market, as today we had the CPI data. By the time you're watching this video, it's already out. And this is going to give us a much better indication on which direction the Fed is going to be going in their next FOMC meeting, which is happening tomorrow on Wednesday at 2:30 Eastern. Now, like I said, by the time you watch this video, the data might have changed because the inflation meeting already happened, so it'll be really interesting to compare. A couple of hours ago, it was a 79% chance that we are not getting a rate hike, but we are getting a rate freeze. And as you can see, it's gone up by more than 3%, so it's going to be very interesting today to compare the data after the CPI meeting to see if this number went up or if it went down. So definitely something everybody should be tracking, everybody should be aware of if you have exposure to any market, and we'll talk about what happened on my news video on Friday. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, would you kindly hit the subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching the Crypto Gorilla. Peace.